guys, thank you again for tuning in to my channel. My name is Anthony and I welcome each one of you who is taking your time to tune in today. As usual, it's my pleasure to record this video. I hope that our engagement today will be of benefit to you as a person, and I pray that it adds value to you. So as we have been doing, we have been delving deeper into the qualities of the leader or leaders that we should be choosing, or the quality of the leaders that we should look for in the people that we are to select as our leaders. And we began this process of identifying what qualities best suit the people that we are aiming to handpick as those to leaders in various capacities. And so in our topic today, I'd like to progress further from where we left off last time, and today I'd like us to focus on empathy. Okay, empathy is a trait for good leadership, and I do hope that you will find this episode beneficial to you. So empathy is a very important trait when it comes to leadership of any capacity. As a leader, you are met with a burden to lift the expectations and the hopes of certain people from a point of despair into a point of hopefulness. Okay, as a leader, you are burdened with the task to lift up the hopes and aspirations of people so that they are able to become the fullest versions of what they need to become. And so you have an obligation to understand the people that you lead. And within the right context, leadership is understood as service to humanity. So you are offering yourself for leadership, in that you are able to identify a certain problem within society and you have the necessary equipping to offer solutions to that problem. And so as a leader who presents themselves to lead a people, you need to be cognizant of the issues that affect that particular group of people, in that you need to be aware of what they face, the challenges that apprehend them on a day-to-day basis. With this in mind, it therefore begs of you as a leader to be able to have the emotional intelligence to always be alert to the people that you lead, be sensitive to their plight and to the issues that they undergo from time to time. One of the hallmarks of a great leader is the ability to perceive the heartbeat of a people. If you have been given the opportunity to lead a particular group of people, then you need to have the ability to be connected to them continually. The moment you disconnect from a people, then you disconnect from what they need. You disconnect yourself from their feelings. You disconnect yourself from that organic, raw connection that you had formed with them. Because every leader who anticipates to bring change usually surrounds themselves with people who are able to give you real-time feedback concerning different things in relation to the people that you're leading. So you need people on the ground who are able to give you real-time data when it relates to the actual situations that the people are going through. And therefore this creates a lifeline that is continually connected to your people. And the reason why this is important is because most of the people that you're leading, they're first of all very emotional creatures. Okay? And especially with this generation that we have, the younger generation, the millennials and the Gen Zs, this is a generation that is trying to come out of the survival mode that their parents or the previous generation were undergoing so that they can thrive. So they're not living in survival mode. Therefore, it means this is a group that is facing the deeper issues of life. Okay? Issues to do with mental well-being. So they are openly addressing such issues so that they can fully heal. Because as a leader, you need to know that you have the responsibility to take care of the well-being of the people that you lead from a physical perspective, that is being able to provide the external needs for those people, such as probably housing, you name it, clothing, food, and all that, depending on the role that you play as a leader. And at the same time, you have the responsibility to take care of the emotional well-being of those people. It is very important for you as a leader to capture the mind and aspirations of your people. Every society requires certain aspirations that motivate them to look forward to the next day, to the next week, to the next month. Human beings are wired to live, okay, by hope. And hope is inspired by a vision. So it is you as a leader who is supposed to cast your vision to the souls of the people that you are leading, so that they are able to connect themselves, okay, mentally to your vision. So as a leader, you have the prerogative to continuously resharpen, refocus that image within the hearts of the people that you're leading. You should never allow yourself to detach, or your vision to detach from the hearts of the people that you're leading. The moment that vision loses that focus within the hearts of those people, then they start becoming distant from you. They start feeling neglected. They start feeling sidelined. And this is a recipe for chaos. So when you are leading people, you need to be able, as a leader, first of all, to have the capacity to carry them emotionally. And you carry them emotionally by raising their aspirations of life, by giving them hope that despite whatever barriers or challenges that they are faced today, tomorrow will be better. So it is a continuous engagement that requires of your effort. It requires of your engagement with these people that you lead. So you cannot detach yourself from these people. Once you take up the responsibility of leadership, it demands a lot from you because it is a selfless act. It's called service to humanity. That's why in my first video, when I talked about this series on leadership, I mentioned that leaders are born, because this is a burden that you cannot be trained to carry. It is something that you were born and given the innate capacity to be able to withstand the pressures that come with it and the struggles that also accompany that position of leadership. And therefore, it will require you as a leader to go an extra mile to deal with the mental stresses of your life. Any trauma that you had, every mental situation that beguiles you as a person, you need to give it priority and learn how to overcome it from a very early stage. Because there's no way as a leader you'll be able to help others carry that weight, that emotional weight, if you yourself have not dealt with yours. You cannot give what you don't have. You need to be filled, first of all, emotionally, so that you're able to pour out to others. So, as a leader, you need to invest in your emotional intelligence. You need to know what to tell your people at what time. You need to have the capacity to read the room. And if you don't have that proximity to people at all times, then have people on the ground who will give you the heartbeat of your people. Because a good leader is measured by the ability of that leader to be able to connect to the issues of the people that he leads. At all times, you need to be able to understand, you need to be able to perceive, and you need to be able to know what are the issues, what are the challenges that your people face, so that you do not become insensitive to their plight. Do not focus more on the external things, the things that are visible, the roads, the school, all these things are good. But the external things only matter to a peace or a peaceable mind. A mind that is calm can have the right demeanor to enjoy the things that are external. A chaotic mind does not have the stability to even capture the essence of what has been done. That's why you find there are leaders who are obsessive with performance externally, and they neglect the internal being, forgetting that a person is primarily their soul. So you look at satisfying the needs of the body, but you neglect the soul of a person. Yet the soul of the person is the main part of that person. If a soul of a person is broken, then that person cannot enjoy anything on the external part. It will not make sense. For any leader who is out there, or for those of you who are looking to choose leaders for any place, it can be your social circles, political positions, you need to find leaders who are empathetic to your pleas. Leaders who show signs of emotional maturity and emotional understanding to your cries. You need to find leaders who are not dismissive of your plights. Leaders who are able to understand what you're telling them. They're able to empathize with what you say. They acknowledge what you tell them. And then they actually take proactive steps to address those issues. Beware of leaders who are dismissive of your emotional needs. And when I mean emotional needs, I do not talk about maybe a dating counselor, no. I mean, when you as a people are facing something, and this thing is not giving you peace, okay? When you raise it up with your leaders are supposed to handle that thing with the care that it deserves. For example, let me talk about immorality. So let's say you live in an area where young children or young adults who are not yet the age of 18 are engaging in vices such as sex. So there is a decline in morality within a specific place. So this is something that touches the core of behavior. So it's a moral issue. A moral issue is not a physical thing. This requires a person who has the responsibility, the maturity to be able to sit down these young adults and advise them on the dangers of engaging in early sexual behavior, or look for people who have that knowledge and that expertise to sit down these young adults. So you see, it's a problem that you cannot wish away, you cannot belittle. You have to address it as it comes. So as much as you're looking for leaders who are able to deliver physical things, you also need leaders with emotional intelligence. A leader who can read the room, a leader who is able to know what to say at what time, a leader who is not insensitive to the plight of people. When a country is in mourning, that is not the time to introduce your development agenda. You mourn with the people. Let's say an accident has occurred. You sympathize with those people. You pour your heart out. You share in the pain of those people. An empathetic leader has the capacity and the ability to express their emotions without feeling like it takes away from them. And especially if you're dealing with this younger generation who are not afraid to express how they feel, this generation that understands to be a man is more than just being a provider. You need to be able to connect emotionally to your children and be able to have that emotional intelligence. Then it means as a leader you need to be able to be more expressive in more ways than what is traditionally taught to you. So it behoves you to go the extra mile, work on yourself so that you are able to communicate verbally as well as emotionally. You need not to be embarrassed that you can connect with your people at an emotional level. That shows maturity, that shows growth, that shows stability. Okay? For this episode, I'll just make it brief. I hope that this helps someone out there. When you're looking for leaders, make sure to also identify leaders with emotional intelligence, leaders who are empathetic. If you're planning to be one, make sure you work on your mental capacity so that you have enough capacity to handle issues from those that you will lead, that will require of you to uplift them when it comes to that mental, fortitude. So for my end, I think I will end it at that for this episode. I hope that this has been of benefit to either one of you or all of you or some of you. So like, share and subscribe to the channel, and it's my hope that I will see you for the next episode. Thank you. God bless you. Cheers.